It's Friday, August 30, 2019, and this is Globespan 24x7 News. My name is Samuel Signandan, coming to you live from Georgetown, Guyana. Here are the major headlines for today. Livelihoods of indigenous people threatened, APA report finds. Minor charged with murder of reputed wife in the backlist. PNCR expresses readiness to face the polls, disagrees with Jacquio. Sections of La Parfait Harmony gets streetlights, and LJP promises to end corruption, review current legislation. We start off tonight's news by telling you that the director of the Department of Energy, Dr. Mark Bino, yesterday visited the Stennerfort drill ship, where he got an opportunity to see the work being done by Tullow in the Orange block. Dr. Bino said his department fully appreciates the life cycle of operations involved within the petroleum sector. Let's now take a look at what he had to say.
It allowed us an opportunity to be able to assess the work that is currently being carried out, as well as to interact with those who are at the front end. You know, one of the things we learned yesterday was that those persons who were involved in what we call the mud engineers, it may seem a very crude term, but persons who are vitally important in ensuring they protect the integrity of the reservoir. It is vital that we have a full appreciation of the range of services and expertise that are required, that if as Guyanese we're moving to manage but also take greater control of the sector, we're able to allow for those expertise to be developed and ultimately be employed within the sector going forward.
UK-based Tullow Oil plc wholly owned subsidiary Tullow Ghana BV discovered oil in commercial quantities earlier this month. The oil was found in the Jethro-1 exploration well drilled in the Orange block. The Jethro-1 well was drilled by the same drill ship to a total depth of 4,400 meters in approximately 1,350 meters of water. The Jethro-1 well is the first discovery on the Orange block. The People's National Congress Reform, PNCR, says it is ready to head to the polls, even if GCOM says they are ready for elections tomorrow, and is confident that the APNU plus AFC will win the next regional and general elections. Kipani Jordan filed this report.
Government Chief Whip Amna Ali, at a media presser, bashed opposition leader Barra Jagdeo in response to his contention that the official list of electors will be contaminated with duplicated names, when she said he needs to think before he makes certain statements.
That the Chief Justice, and no less a person, ruled that the house-to-house registration is legal and it is not unconstitutional. He must have forgotten that part. And so, how is it if you merge the information from a house-to-house registration to what exists as the NRR, you're going to have contamination? Is it that he is admitting that the NRR is corrupt? Is it that he is admitting that the NRR is no good? Well, I'm sure silently he is.
Ali expressed confidence in her party taking the polls by storm and coming out victorious.
First of all, let me say our track record in this for 4 years is excellent. And that alone will take the coalition back to government, because I'm sure you will agree with me that what you didn't enjoy in 23 years, you enjoyed it in 4 years. No discrimination, better roads, improved education, improved health, so many things. And so we know that that is going to take us back into government. And to crown it all, we have...
Commenting on the end of the house-to-house registration process, Ali said persons who have not been registered during the exercise will have a chance to do so in the claims and objections period. When asked of the party's manifesto, Ali told media operatives that it is a work in progress and will soon be presented. For Globespan 24x7 News, I am Kippany Jordan.
Thanks, Kippany. The newly formed Liberty and Justice Party plans to stamp out corruption, mainly at the government level. This decision was made today as the party officially launched its manifesto. We will tell you more in this report from Shakima Day.
With the slogan Shaping Guyana's Future, the Liberty and Justice Party today launched its manifesto outlining plans to bring about a new change in Guyana. One of the main changes the party aims to make in Guyana is to tackle corruption, not just at the local level, but at the government level as well. Lennox Schumann, the LJP's presidential hopeful, stated that with the use of technology, they can address and eradicate corruption in Guyana.
We aim, for example, to stamp out institutional corruption. It has been a cancer that has eaten away at our society and the reason why we are in this position since independence. With the utilization of blockchain technology, for example, and making that part of our system in embracing technology in Guyana.
Schumann noted that agencies like the Special Organized Crime Unit, SOCU, and the State Asset Recovery Agency, SARA, which is rumored to be riddled with corruption, could be disbanded. In the party's position, a new and improved second tier of law enforcement will be launched to deal with crimes, specifically by high-ranking government officials who believe that they are outside the law.
We will seek partnership with key institutions external to Guyana. And this thing would replace the mechanism that was developed under this administration, or maybe the previous, to investigate other crimes like SOCU and SARA, for example. What we can do is, I would say, eliminate those agencies that are so, in our view, corrupt, as we have seen in the Kashmir news.
Among those plans, Schumann also highlighted plans to undertake a comprehensive legislative review if his party wins government. In 2010, the Anti-Corruption Resource Center published an article outlining corruption in the country. The article stated that in Guyana, economic hardship, institutional weaknesses, criminal justice inefficiencies, as well as racial fractures in society provide fertile grounds for corruption. Reporting for Globespan 24x7 News, Shakima Day.
Thanks, Shakima. As the election season draws near, political parties are gearing up with campaign ads being shared on social media and across the country. The People's Progressive Party Civic, however, found themselves in a bit of hot water after they used an image of a popular Guyanese entertainer without his permission. Reigning Soca Monarch winner Stephen Ramphel took to Facebook Live after the post circulated with his image blasted on the front. The image was taken as Ramphel and other local performers were celebrating at the National Soca Monarch competition. In the live video, Ramphel stressed that he did not approve of his image being used.
So an image was shared this afternoon by a political party, an image containing photos of myself, the reigning Guyana Chutney Monarch. It also contains image of the reigning Soca Monarch of Guyana, Brandon Hardin, and also images of the most popular, one of the popular MCs, radio announcers, and radio personalities, Mr. Chowpow as well. And it has caught my attention that the image is used on a political party using it as one of their advertisements for their party. And I was upset of seeing an image of us being used without our permission.
Ramphel stressed that he is not affiliated with any political party and would like for the image to be retracted.
I just want to inform the public, my friends, my fans, my family, my followers, the people that are behind me, that is behind me right now, my successes, and all my sponsors, whatever it is, I just want to tell you guys that the management team of Stephen Ramphel and Team Unity has no affiliation with no political party whatsoever.
Persons on Facebook were quick to bring a previous image of Ramphel used by another political party during a campaign mode. The discovery clashed with the performer saying he is not affiliated with a political party, but he was quick to denounce the allegations. Ramphel hit back with another Facebook post stating that the APNU plus AFC coalition party had permission to use his image as it was a paid job. The Amerindian People's Association, APA Forest Peoples Program, and Rainforest Foundation yesterday launched Region 7's report on the land tenure situation of indigenous peoples in Ghana, which is titled Our Land, Our Life. Kipani Jordan filed this report.
This report is the third in the series, with a report currently being prepared for Region 9. Forest policy.
Tamboro me adine kajare eisa komba. Dombarong poli pe ai tamboro me adine kajare eisa komba.
Officer Michael McGarrell gave some background on the project, adding that the APA had decided to do some studies on the land tenure situation affecting indigenous peoples of Guyana back in 2011.
This was being done because we needed to have more evidence if we're going to advocate for our rights, if we're going to advocate for our rights to be recognized by governments and by others. So from that time on, we would have conducted several studies. We worked in regions 1 and 2, and we would have already published a report.
Governance and Rights Coordinator of the APA, Dr. Laura George, highlighted quite a few findings while completing research in the Kayuni-Mazaruni area and pointed out vital recommendations for the preservation of their ancestral lands. Those findings included land conflicts, threats to livelihood, land titling, demarcation, and extension processes.
Indigenous peoples are calling for an inclusion and effective participatory mechanisms to ensure that we speak to say how and what can be done for the development as we understand it as Indigenous peoples and within Guyana's obligations under international law and international standards.
20 communities were a part of the study. Also included in the recommendations is a call for government to revoke all mining and logging concessions granted on indigenous lands and return lands taken to build government compounds back to communities. For Globespan 24x7 News, I am Kipani Jordan.
Thanks, Kipani. In creating a more diversely trained public service ready to contribute to Ghana's development, more students have been awarded scholarships to study in China beginning this upcoming academic year. The students will be studying in several provinces across China, various fields, including medicine, engineering, and several social sciences subjects. These scholarships form part of the People's Republic of China and the Cooperative Republic of Ghana's continued bilateral support in all areas, ranging from trade to infrastructure and education. These scholarships can be awarded locally for courses of study at the University of Ghana, the Ghana School of Agriculture, among others. The man accused of brutally killing his reputed wife, Vanetta James, 44, at their Nabaklis East Coast Demerara home was placed before the courts today. Sherlock James, 54, was not required to enter to the capital offense. The court heard that on August 21, he murdered James, a vendor and mother of 8. The minor was remanded to prison until October 9. The matter was transferred to the Oven John Magistrates Court. It was previously reported that on the day in question, James flew into a fit of rage and stabbed the woman several times about her body after he heard several rumors that she was being unfaithful. He then fled to the bushes a short distance away and attempted to slit his throat, but was rescued by persons in the village and rushed to a medical institution. Neighbors revealed that the woman suffered years of abuse at the hands of her reputed husband. The Guyana Teachers Union President Mark Light said for a long time and every year it is a painstaking process that remedial works to schools are being done at the very last minute. Nevertheless, he believes all works will be completed before school is opened on Monday. Kipney Jordan has that report.
In the past, school remedial works had to be stopped in order to facilitate the reopening of schools and completed on weekends when school is out. Other challenges faced were that of teachers not returning in time for the new school term. But the Guyana Teachers Union president, Mark Light, said this is now a thing of the past, as teachers have been returning in time for school.
Yeah, well, one would have to see, basically, I know many years ago, every term, at the end of a term, so many people left the job and were not coming back. We are seeing less of that. More teachers are returning, more teachers are ensuring that they're on the job. So I believe there's a little more job satisfaction in terms of the remuneration, and they recognize that the union is pushing for more benefits, and with all that is being said, we believe that our teachers are going to be better paid in the near future. So I believe that is one of the factors that is really motivating our members to be on time. And what we said to them as well is that to whom much is given, much will be expected or so. And so we keep telling them when we go to our branch meetings that they need to step up, and we have seen that.
Light explained, GTO officers are on the ground visiting schools, and assurance has been given that by August 31, all works will be completed. So far, no school has reported any issues of not being ready for school on September 2. Over 20 schools in Georgetown were targeted for repairs, maintenance, and complete rehabilitation. Among those are Stella Maris Nursery, Queenstown Secondary, New Camberville Secondary, and Bel Air Primary Schools. Only last week, the head of the buildings unit attached to the Education Ministry, Ron Eastman, accompanied by a senior engineer, inspected ongoing works at several city schools. For Globespan 24x7 News, I am Kipney Jordan.
Thanks, Kipney. With the national youth policy having been put on hold to include adjustments for the oil and gas sector, government is now working to finalize a national strategic youth development action plan that will see certain measures being put in place to provide more opportunities for Guyanese youths. The details in this report. Member of the Guyana National Youth Council, GNYC, Derwin Will, says the action plan is needed first before the rollout of the youth policy.
So the Department of Youth sort of hired a consultant to engage in our process, but also consulted not only with their own officers, but also with the Guyana National Youth Council. And then we in turn decided that we were going to have a series of consultations with the young people who were either with GNYC through their partner organization that was registered with GNYC, or maybe a prospective organization that was interested in registering with GNYC, or they contributed in an individual capacity.
According to Wills, the GNYC wants to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to make an input into the action plan. As such, the final consultation from GNYC will be done on Monday.
And when that consultation finishes, what we'll do is to consolidate all of the ideas that were produced through the 3 consultations that we had, and then submit them to the Department of Youth. When we submit it to them, then their processes will activate and they will finish off this document. But now that we have had such an input inside of it, it means that we can also be part of the accountability, which includes social accountability, to make sure that the things that we advance, that we contributed to as the young people of Guyana, those things are carried out inside of the action plan.
The GNYC member feels strongly that the action plan is important because it will ensure that the plans in the youth policy are implemented. Wills noted that the GNYC will continue to make representation on behalf of the young people of Guyana so that they have the right opportunities.
So we want to see more youth voices represented, not just in this national youth policy document, but also in other things relating to national development. For example, and a lot of persons are pushing for it right now, youth representation in oil and gas, for example. In policies related to oil and gas, legislation related to oil and gas, but also in other areas that do not relate to oil and gas. So the role of youth in agriculture, like all these things.
For Globespan 24x7 News, I'm Samuel Suknandan. The government has installed streetlights in sections of La Parfait Harmony after making the pledge at a community meeting on August 10, 2019. So far, 15 light emitted diode or LED lights have been installed at intersections along the access road to La Parfait Harmony from the Red Bridge at Canal Number 1. Residents across the spectrum welcome this development that is directed to improve the living standards within the community. Jaipal Sharma, minister within the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, made that commitment initially during a community meeting at the La Parfait Harmony Primary School. The minister noted approximately 100 streetlights will be put in place at specific sections within the community. According to the ministry's manager for traffic safety and maintenance, Kester Hines, additional lights will be installed along Schoonard Access and Canal Number 1 at access roads to La Parfait Harmony. These LED lights are more energy efficient and outlast the sodium vapor lamps. We'll take a short break. Do join us after these messages.
We would like to ask all of our faithful viewers to kindly like and follow Globespan 24x7 Facebook page and subscribe to Globespan 24x7 YouTube channel to receive up-to-date notifications of when we are live. Globespan 24x7 has vacancies for full-time positions such as reporters, newscasters, and news editors. Persons serious about joining a new and dynamic news team are asked to send their application to careers@globespantechnology.com. TravelSpan is pleased to announce special fares from New York to Guyana for Christmas. Seats are available to travel, and depending on which dates you choose, fares range from $8.49 to $11.69. These are limited block seats on American Airlines non-stop flight from JFK to Guyana. Call 718-845-0437. That's 718-845-0437. Or book online at travelspan.com. TravelSpan does have a payment plan, so travel plans, call TravelSpan.
Amros Travel Service is pleased to support Globespan 24/7 broadcasts. We provide travel solutions via our 4 locations in Trinidad. Chaguanas at 665-3383, Val Park 645-1604, Port of Spain 625-0800, and San Fernando at 652-4789. Remember, when you travel, Amros is the way to go.
This newscast is brought to you with the kind compliments of TravelSpan GT, with locations in Georgetown and Berbice. For all your travel needs, call TravelSpan GT at 327-1701, located at Lot 3A North Road, Georgetown, between Camp and Wellington Street. In Rose Hall, call 337-4287, and in New Amsterdam, call 333-6230. Call TravelSpan today.
Thanks for staying with us. We'll now take a look at our regional and international news. Regionally, Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, Roger Gaspard of Trinidad and Tobago has advised police to charge Public Service Association head Watson Duke with sedition. Responding to questions at the post-cabinet press briefing last evening, National Security Minister Stuart Young confirmed that he had been briefed on the recent development in Duke's case. Duke was detained by police on Monday after they executed search warrants at the PSA's headquarters at Abercrombie Street in Port of Spain and at his home. Duke complained of feeling unwell and was taken to the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex, where he remained warded until late yesterday evening when he was discharged and returned to police custody. He complained feeling unwell once again this morning and was returned to the hospital. The Trinidadian Guardian media reported that the investigation relates to statements on planned layoffs at TSTT, TEC, WASA, which Duke made on November 16, 2018. Internationally, several prominent Hong Kong democracy activists have been arrested in less than 24 hours amid a police crackdown. Joshua Wong and Agnes Chow of the political party Demo Sisto were arrested on Friday for illegally organizing a protest before being released on bail. Independence campaigner Andy Chan was arrested at the airport on Thursday while trying to fly to Japan. They are among 900 people arrested since protests began in June. Lawmaker Chiang Chong-tai of the localist Civic Passion Party was also detained, his office said. It was unclear why he was held. Demonstrations against a now suspended extradition bill have since turned into wider demands for more autonomy in the former British colony. And now for a look at what's happening in sport. West Indies captain West Indies captain Jason Holder says his embattled team will be drawing on past successes at Sabina Park as they look to tie the two-match test series against India. Play in the second test is scheduled to begin today at 9:30. India skippered by Virat Kohli hold a 1-0 lead following the massive 318-run victory in the first test in Antigua and Barbuda. When the Indian toured the Caribbean in 2016, they won the four-test series 2-0, but at Sabina Park, an outstanding West Indies fight-back ensured that match ended in a draw. Roston Chase notched a classy 100, while Jermaine Blackwood, Shane Durwich, and Holder struck impressive half-centuries. The regional side's latest result at the venue was a 166-run victory over Bangladesh in July last year. And finally, in sport, the Darren Sammy Cricket Academy has its sights set on expanding into the region. It has been announced. Open quote. There is so much more I envision, and as you heard, we are looking to take the academy to the region, end quote. Sammy himself stated at his brand launch Wednesday night at the Landlands Resort in St. Lucia. He told the ceremony that the second year of the Digicel Darren Sammy Cricket Academy had concluded, where the best 19 under-15 cricketers on the island experienced what it takes to become a professional. Open quote. This project is very dear to me because it helps develop the future champions, but also it allows me to repay the kids for what was done to me as a kid, end quote, the St. Lucian cricketing legend explained. He asserted that he believes the brand Darren Sammy would empower young people, not only in St. Lucia, but across the globe, bringing out the passion, power, and pleasure in them. The Darren Sammy Foundation was launched in 2016 and has given away over 45 scholarships to children from low-income families across St. Lucia. And that has brought us to the end of today's news. Before we go, here's a recap of our major headlines. Livelihoods of indigenous people threatened, APA report finds. Minor charged with murder of reputed wife in the backlist. PNCR expresses readiness to face the polls, disagrees with Jagdeo. Sections of the Parfait Harmony gets streetlights. And LJP promises to end corruption, review current legislation. Thanks for watching Globespan 24/7 News. On behalf of myself, Samuel Suknanda, the news and technical team, until next time, do have a pleasant rest of the evening. Goodbye for now.